Good evening, grave robbers, and welcome back to the television graveyard. We are your TV necromancers, Laura Prince and Noah Houlihan, and we have come here tonight to examine the spirits of past franchises to find out which ones could be resurrected, should be resurrected, and which one should just stay doomed. This is a podcast in which we'll analyze the history, the hype, and the aftermath of shows that ran only one season, only one episode, or 5 movies, 6 if you count Bad Grandpa, 2 seasons, and assorted other media. With me, as always, is TV's Noah Houlihan.
I'm Johnny Knoxville, and welcome to Jackass!
So we obviously have quite a relationship with the Jackass franchise.
Yes.
I know we did the Gumball Rally. We've done the Viva La Bam cartoon, or Bamination, yes. I believe it was called.
We did Bamination.
We did Camp Steve-O.
We did Camp Steve-O. There is a hidden secret episode of Jackass hidden behind Shark Rumble.
Yes.
Halfway through Shark Rumble, it becomes a Jackass episode.
Which we just found out there was apparently a second Jackass Shark Week.
Yeah.
That we're just going to watch because.
Yeah, just because that's what we do.
So that's what we're doing after this. But.
Yes. So welcome to this, what is going to be an oddly emotional podcast.
Yes, because like Jackass, we are bringing Stay Doomed to a close. I'd like to get this discussed at the top of the show.
We told the folks in our wonderful Discord about this, but with this season, we had decided that we were only going to do bangers, and when it was ready. And as a result, the slip has just continued more and more, and finding time has become harder and harder. So we have decided that we are on our final 6 episodes. We currently have this as one of the episodes of things that we feel like we have to do before we say goodbye to this project.
6 episodes may be inaccurate. We're on our final 6 subjects. Because I do believe at least one of these will stretch more than one episode.
Oh, true. The way I always number it, I always say that, for example, Freaks and Geeks is 1 episode in 5 parts.
I understand. I just wanted to make it clear, because when we tell you what the episodes are...
I'm not sure if we're going to reveal them. Okay.
When you find out what the episodes are, I feel like there's at least one episode where if people thought it was just one episode of the podcast, it doesn't...
they would be sad.
It would be disappointing.
Yes.
I don't see Jackass Best and Last being
No, this
episodes.
won't be
I think this is a one-off.
Yes.
But it's just become too difficult with the other pursuits that we have. I am still writing. I know someone on the Discord asked about the project. I am still working on that project. It is very, very hard to be able to work on that project when every week you are buried under more and more information on that topic.
Yes. I will also reveal that come the new year, we are planning a new podcast.
Yes,
that will be less intensive for us.
And I do want to say, I am not ruling out one-offs and specials in the future.
Yeah, you never know.
Sometimes there will... Jackass Best and Last is a sterling example of we had to.
It is literally a perfect thing to start off our goodbye tour, would be with this film.
Hi, I'm Laura Crane, and this is the end.
Yes. So let's get into this. This is a very interesting film. This is something that, we love Jackass very, very much, so we had to see it, and we saw it in theaters twice.
I need everyone to bear with me, because I took notes in a movie theater.
Yes.
I might let Noah on the video feed post a picture of some of these.
Yes.
Because they are in handwriting that is undiscernible by anyone but me who knew what I was trying to write.
I also feel like it's important to say we're talking about a movie which, when recorded, is currently in theaters. I don't know how we're going to do clips.
No, I think it would have to be in the trailer, or maybe there's some stuff on YouTube.
Yes, we'll see.
The opening sequence, for instance, I could see maybe being on YouTube.
Oh, I mean, I'm definitely not putting the opening sequence in. It's just a song for our audio listeners.
That's fair.
And
it's the wrong song.
Yes, we will get to that. But this opening is one of the most terrifying moments I've ever spent in a theater.
Yes, it is from January 1998.
Yes.
Which is probably before some of our listeners were born.
Yes.
We are both children when this is filmed. It's the legendary Lost Gun Test.
Yes. So if you are astute at Jackass, which I'm realizing I very much am in watching this, this is clearly filmed the same day they do the self-defense test. This is when he gets shot with the taser, he gets hit with the stun gun, and he gets sprayed with mace.
Yes.
Because you can tell it's that location.
And he's talking about doing all of this for Big Brother magazine.
Yes. And they are then going to drive to the desert and wearing a bulletproof vest, he's going to get shot in the chest.
He's going to shoot himself in the chest at point blank range.
Yes.
Because I think that's important to mention because you are so close to the impact. Like, there is no distance to dull it or anything.
Yeah. But there's also, like, a very interesting thing in terms of, like, personal responsibility in that he is the one pulling the trigger. He is not forcing someone else to pull the trigger for him. Just as someone who's also deep into magic, there are a lot of magicians that die doing the bullet catch. Where an assistant fires a bullet, you can't really see my air quotes, hitting a pane of glass, and the magician catches it in his mouth.
Yeah.
Many magicians have died doing this trick for various reasons. And, you know, the assistant's always the one pulling the trigger. When David Blaine did this stunt, he pulls the trigger on himself as well. Just to remove responsibility of somebody else.
This has also been something that has happened with, I don't want to say copycats, but other stunt channels. I mean, really, there's very few stunt channels that don't draw DNA from Jackass.
True.
But it has happened. And the film, despite running its normal disclaimer at the top, you know the one, has something at the bottom. And I don't remember the last time I saw this in a film.
Yeah, I can't think of a film.
It says, "This is don't do this. This is stupid and could kill you."
Yeah, it could, and it stays on screen the whole time. Johnny Knoxville puts this bulletproof vest on. He slips some Hustler magazines.
Yeah, he put some girly magazines.
Well, specifically Hustler in some brand synergy because Larry Flynt owns Big Brother.
Ah, that makes sense.
So it was some nice synergy, some nice brand synergy there. So it is just a white t-shirt.
Larry Flynt probably loved that footage.
A bulletproof vest and some magazines. And Knoxville turning a gun on himself and pulling the trigger. And it's like a revolver. And
there's only one active bullet loaded.
So he's kind of playing like Russian roulette as well.
But he's doing play till you lose.
Yeah. What is so terrifying about this footage is the whole time the people behind the camera, which I believe is Spike Jonze.
I believe it's Spike Jonze.
Jeff Tremaine, are saying, "This is so lame. Let's just get out. I can't handle this right now."
Yeah.
And they're calling Johnny Knoxville PJ.
Yes, which I do have a note on.
Oh, do you?
I have a note that they call him PJ a few times early, and one other time do I hear them call him PJ. And we will get to that.
So it's very interesting to hear, him not being called Knoxville.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's being called PJ. Come on, let's go. Let's not do this. And knowing that this footage...
And they're saying, let's go both ways. Like, there's let's go, and then there's let's effing go.
Oh, I definitely do not read any of this as... Because let's go wasn't a phrase in 1998.
Yeah, true. They're saying, LFG. But, not the way.
Yeah, I don't think any of this is, exciting. This is just them all being like, this is too gnarly. And this footage is nearly 30 years old at this point. And I was in the theater terrified, knowing that he's fine.
Yeah, he's okay. We see him. We don't meet him professionally for 3 more years, so we know he lives through this.
So, and he shoots himself in the chest, and he is fine. But the reaction is still panic. It's like, everybody get in the car. Everybody just, we need to leave this area.
And he's 27 when this happens. And like, I don't know, maybe if I was in a rock and roll lifestyle, I'd think a few times before turning a gun on myself at the age of 27. 27
almost seems too old to be doing this.
Well,
like he should know that this is stupid. It's not like he's...
Do you know what I'm alluding to?
Oh, the 27 club?
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I wouldn't be... I know there was a running bit that I kept being very careful when I was 27. I was like, I'm 27, I can't be doing this crap.
Yeah.
So then they get in the car. Like, they immediately... Johnny, like, scoops up the gun. They're afraid of, I guess... the police hearing.
Showing up because gunshots were fired?
Yeah. And Johnny just laughs. He's like, didn't even leave a mark. And they look at the powder burn on his shirt.
Yeah.
And he goes, I was shaking a little.
Yeah. Let's go watch it on the TV.
They ask him if he wants to go watch it on the TV. He goes, yeah. There's like this boyishness to him where he goes like, I was shaking a little. And we've seen this a few times over the course of Jackass where he admits to being scared or...
Yeah.
And it's almost like the origin story.
Yeah.
And for the first time, we've seen the completed origin story.
Yeah, this is him falling into the vat of acid and coming out the Joker.
And then we come to the opener of the film proper.
Yes.
Because this is all effectively a cold open.
Yeah, that's the cold open. And then we get their opening sequence, which Jackass always does like a very classy like opening and closing sequence to their films.
Yeah, they do really... Classy might not be the right word. They do really fun, well-shot opening and closing sequences because Spike Jonze directs them.
Yes.
And this was no exception. Spike Jonze directed the opening and closing of this part.
Yes. And it is... a take on Jamiroquai's Virtual Insanity, where everyone's just kind of like sliding along the floors. If you don't know how this is done, is the set is on wheels.
Yes.
And is connected to the camera so that you can't notice that the set's moving because the camera is moving in tandem with it.
Yeah.
Which means that the Jackass guys standing still appear to be sliding when they are actually the only thing that is stationary.
Yes. And that's how they did it, because in the credits you can see some behind-the-scenes footage and you can see them doing it.
Yes.
Which is really cool. And they get this really great tableau.
They're all kind of like standing in a circle.
Like back to back to back to back.
And it rotates and like you get to see everybody as their names pop up underneath them.
It's a really great opening credits.
Oh, it's fantastic. I personally love Jamiroquai's Virtual Insanity. It's one of the greatest music videos ever created.
What's interesting is that's not the song they use.
That's not the song they use.
They use Bonnie Tyler's Holding Out for a Hero.
Yeah.
From Footloose. Which...
I wonder if Jamiroquai's song was too slow and they needed something more high-paced.
That's what I was thinking. I think that Holding Out for a Hero is boppier and more fun. And I think it also just... Virtual Insanity is not a song that you hear frequently now.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about the Mr. Sandman sequence before.
And
in like
Back to the Future.
The song that instantly tells you what a time period is.
Yeah. And
for a song to do that, it kind of has to have been very big in its time, but not endured that much.
Yes.
So Virtual Insanity would probably be a good Mr. Sandman song. Because it's not a song you hear frequently. Holding Out for a Hero... Multiple generations are very familiar with that song because of its usages in both Footloose and Shrek 2.
Yes. I also think that there is a niceness to it of like, this is your last first impression of the guys.
Yeah.
Do you want to say, hey, these guys are insane or these guys are heroes?
Yes.
So it's a better way to go out. The opening sequence is also full of wonderful Easter eggs and allusions to past things.
They each get... Everyone does a stunt, and they're almost all callbacks.
Yes.
Steve-O gets punched in the face by a boxing glove through the wall.
Yeah, that actually punches through a heart.
Which I believe is Jackass 2?
Yes, where it's the Valentine on the wall that has a boxing glove on the other side.
Jasper gets hit by the high five.
Jasper gets hit by the high five.
This was supposed to be Rachel.
Oh, really?
Rachel was supposed to be hit by the high five, but she had bruised her ribs in a previous stunt. Because this was one of the last... It was not the very last thing filmed on Jackass Best and Last, but this was the last day of principal photography.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
So she had already bruised her ribs on a stunt that was cut.
Bummer.
And so she could not do this.
Okay.
So she ends up essentially reheating her own nachos and doing the taser bit again.
She licks the taser thing again.
Which is a bummer because everyone else kind of does a stunt that they didn't necessarily do or they didn't do alone.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron redoes the football tackle.
Yes.
Which was something that he did.
Zach and Preston are mushed between cacti.
Yes, I believe this is a reference to the tug of war. There is a stunt where Preston is seated on a couch and is tied to Ryan Dunn, who's on a bicycle. And Ryan rides the bike and tries to jump over a group of cacti. And it pulls Preston off the couch, but it's not enough for Ryan to get over the cacti. And he lands in the cacti. It's just so funny to me. He yells, "I'm surrounded by cacti." And somebody corrects him and says, "Cactuses." And Ryan's like, "No, it's cacti."
No, Zach jumps into the cactuses.
It's cacti.
Like, Zach jumps into cacti on a, paragliding.
There is a Zach stunt where he flies into cacti. So I guess that's why it is Preston and Zach, because they both have famous cacti stunts.
Yes. Wee Man is in an exploding chair, like the musical Chairs bit from the prior movie.
Yes.
Pontius just, does a barrel roll over him when that happens. Pontius just runs into the wall.
Yeah,
It looks more like the Street Fighter trailer we saw ahead of it than any Jackass thing.
I don't know if it was meant to mirror, the surfing on the bottles or something like that. But that is the one that I'm not sure what we're alluding to here.
Aaron gets tackled by the football player, as you mentioned. Dave gets he gets blued.
He gets blued.
He gets the Ryan Dunn blue stunt.
Yes. Which was a porta potty prank. I believe there is footage of that happening to Dave as well. Dave, I believe, is in the exploding porta potty in Forever.
Yes, I remember him being, but I only can picture Ryan getting blued.
Yes.
But Ryan has so many iconic stunts that I could kind of see that they needed to incorporate Ryan stunts. And then Johnny is lifted up in an umbrella that I also own. Mm-hmm. And Wee Man hits him in the Family Jewels with what looks like a Harley Quinn mallet.
Yes.
And they're on I was like, they're in the Paramount backlot, but I was like, are they in the Warner Brothers backlot? Did they just steal that from another set?
The only other note I want to say about this, because I know we've talked a lot and we're not very far in the movie.
Nope.
Is Eric is no longer in the cast.
Yeah, we lose Eric Manaka somewhere.
Eric Manaka is from Jackass Forever is not there.
I was told. I did some research and it appears to have been visa issues.
Oh, interesting. And also, Dark Shark, Jasper's father, is in the opening because Dark Shark kind of became this weird standout from...
Yeah, he became kind of like a breakout character.
From Jackass Forever and Jackass 4.5. Despite that, we're not going to see him do anything in this movie.
No, like Rachel, I feel like we don't see a lot of Dark Shark.
Yeah.
But they are present for most of filming.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get essentially a re-edited version of the famous TV intro.
Yes. We get, and it's a lot of... Yeah, we see the full entrance or intro, which I don't think happens in the other films. I'm not sure if we get the full...
I honestly feel like we get Corona at the very end, usually.
Yeah.
Not at the beginning.
And I believe, I could be wrong here, everything in that intro part is from the show, except for when Steve-O runs and jumps into his ceiling fan, which I actually think is from Cribs.
Hi, I'm Steve-O, and this is my house, and I'm fucking sick of that fan.
Huh.
I think that is footage from MTV Cribs when he's showing off the apartment he's in, and he's like, jump into my fan.
I didn't really clock, like, it's so fast, I did not really clock what was from what. But it's a lot of very classic moments.
Yes.
So, we open on, after that, we sort of see Pontius, Zach, and Knoxville getting out of a car.
Yeah.
And Zach is sort of trying to, like, ask Knoxville how he's feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And Knoxville's like, I'm sad.
And he immediately gets choked up.
He's like, a big part of our lives is over.
Yeah.
And Pontius immediately breaks the tension Zach asks if Pontius is sad, and he goes, I'm not in touch with my emotions.
Yeah.
And it cracks Knoxville up too.
Yeah, Pontius is so funny.
And we get our first new stunt.
Yes.
This is the robot rectal exam.
This is so funny.
This is so silly.
Because they add a new member to the cast, Larry, who's a robot, voiced by Adam
Ray.
Yes.
And I looked at his IMDb page because I didn't know who he was. And one of his known fors is being a policeman in Barbie. But he has a podcast. He appears to mostly be known as a stand-up comedian.
Yes.
But he's done a few episodes of Wild Ride with Steve-O. He does have a special.
Yeah, he's got a good relationship with them. He's a voice actor. He's done some, like, McDonald's commercials.
Yeah.
But he is on point as the voice of Larry.
Yeah, this is a great breakout for Adam Ray.
And the whole bit is...
That they're all 50 now.
They're all 50 now, so sometimes you got to get a prostate exam. And Larry's going to do it, and he's using peanut butter as lube.
Crunchy peanut butter.
Hilarious bit. Larry steals the show.
Lance bangs vomits.
Yes, Lance, the vomiting cameraman, vomits. And yeah, it's kind of a great way to open the film.
And it kind of sets up, Steve-O later has a bit where he talks about wanting to be the MVP of this movie.
Yes. I would say Steve-O's the MVP of this movie.
Then they introduce they have a bunch of little, like, interstitials with Pontius and Knoxville chatting.
Yes.
How they kind of set up the clip show aspect.
Yeah.
And the first vintage clip we get is golf course air horn.
Yes. I think that's a weird one to start with the clip show, because we're not getting anything extra out of this one. They're just re-showing golf course air horn from Jackass 1.
And I'm wondering how they managed to, like, scale this up to look okay.
Yeah. Because it's with the old cameras. And I remember hearing, like, the tale of them drinking with those golfers afterwards and, like, paying for their round of golf. Like, because the people that they're blowing the air horn on while they're golfing get legitimately angry.
Yeah.
But their faces aren't blurred.
Yeah, I noticed that throughout this.
So that means that they eventually sign a release, which means everything ends up okay.
I also think about it in context of, it does feel like punching up.
Yes.
They are, golf, especially golf in the early 2000s, very much felt like a rich people sport.
Mm-hmm.
And golf still kind of does. Like, oh, golf, that's for the wealthy. So I could definitely see this aspect of punching up.
Yeah.
Oh, our little scamps are bothering some golfers.
Yeah. And also golf, very common theme in Jackass.
Yes, golf cart.
Golf cart, them on the driving range. There's like a weird bit of like Bam rolling down a hill in a golf course and like screaming. Like golf is a pastiche of Jackass.
Yeah, it's a common theme. The next one we get is a new stunt.
Yes.
We get Follow the Leader with Tori from Mythbusters.
Yes. So the idea of this stunt is they are using electrodes and anything Johnny...
I believe it's electroids.
Electroids.
Per poopies.
Per poopies. Anything Johnny does with his muscles, the electroids will fire and cause the same amount of tension on the muscles.
Yeah.
So the idea is Johnny will have the power to control the arm of a fellow cast member.
And he starts off doing it with poopies. And at first it's like very silly. He like gets Poopy's coffee and dumps coffee on himself. Yeah. I don't know how hot that coffee really was. They say it's hot.
Right.
Poopy's does not react like someone who's been burned.
No.
He reacts like someone who has been mildly inconvenienced.
Yes, yes.
They also then put it on Steve-O.
Can we talk about how they make Poopy shave?
Yes, okay, sorry.
They make him shave, and I was like, oh, this immediately went from, what a fun, silly thing, to, oh, something horrific could happen at any moment. Why would they give him a razor?
I mean, to be fair, the type of razor they give him a women's razor.
They give him like a Venus razor.
Yeah, they give him like
not like a Sweeney Todd razor, which would have like ended his life.
You can break skin, but it's very hard to like dye.
Yeah.
On one of those razors, and he goes, "I know what you want me to do, and I'll do it."
And I'll do it. Poopy's might be the MVP of this movie.
They also, we see it in the credits, they cut Rachel doing this.
Yeah, Rachel, they show a very small clip of Rachel doing this. Spoilers, Rachel will not do a stunt in this film.
No, but she has stunts that we see in the credits, so she's clearly been cut from the film, including the stunt that injures her.
Yeah. And
she kind of can only do the taser, like, in the...
She's very funny in this film. For the record.
Yeah, she feels like she's kind of in this, like, Pontius, like, dry humor role.
Yeah.
But she really can't, like, they really don't have her do much, and they appear to have cut a lot of what she did do.
Yes.
And obviously she was not the first female Jackass. There was Stephanie Hodge in the TV series.
Yes.
Who we do see in at least one of the films. We see her during the Butterbean.
Yes. Yeah. She's
segment.
The card girl.
She's one of the ring girls. But because of what I believe breaks her collarbone.
She breaks her back. She breaks her back in one of the snow stunts because she went sledding on a inflatable mattress. Which, in that stunt, they're like sledding down on like ladders and things. It seems to be the safest thing you could do. And that's where she gets injured.
And Johnny Knoxville kind of comes to the conclusion that he doesn't find women being hurt funny.
Yeah.
And we don't get an honest-to-God female member of the crew until forever.
Yes.
And I think... I've thought about Rachel a lot because, representation. And I think there's a lot of pressure on her to be cool.
Yeah.
So I think she also no-sells a lot of stunts.
Yes.
Because she doesn't want to look like the girl and the wuss.
Mm-hmm. I think that's entirely true.
And also, like, often women will have a high pain tolerance. So there are things that, like, there are things I can walk off that I'm like, that probably hurt someone.
Yeah.
So we then have Steve-O doing it. And Steve-O is giving Zach a tattoo.
Yes. And in one of the scariest moments, when Steve-O's holding the needle, Johnny says, "I won't do it to you. I cross my heart." And he puts his hand on his chest, which kind of forces Steve-O to almost stab himself with the needle.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, risky business here.
Yeah, like... And it turns out to be a bloody, gross mess.
Yeah, Steve-O tries so hard to power through and do this smiley face on Zach, which is a nice callback to the fact that Steve-O has a smiley face tattooed on himself, that Henry Rollins was driving the car for the off-road tattoo.
Yeah. Which we were watching something last night, and it was Henry Rollins because... they thought Henry Rollins and Steve-O were seeing the same woman.
Yeah, that there would be like a beef.
And Henry Rollins apparently came on set and was like, hello everyone, what's up?
Yeah, he was just
Are we
cool.
filming today? And Knoxville was like, yes. So we then get another vintage bit of the convict bit.
Yes, so this is one that had never aired.
Yeah, this is another band vintage bit, also from like 1990. This one probably would have had to be early 2000, because this was filmed for the television show Jackass.
Yes. And what happens is Johnny Knoxville is wearing a prisoner outfit and a pair of handcuffs and goes into a hardware store asking for a hacksaw.
Yes.
Which, like, on paper, pretty funny. Like, it's a funny little bit. But they walk in, they all have, like, hidden cameras on them and stuff like that. The store quickly, like...
Locks down,
evacuates everybody. And Knoxville walks outside, and he knows he's getting arrested because the cops are coming.
He goes, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and I'm about to get arrested.
So...
Can we talk about what happens when the cops come?
Yes!
Unfortunately for the police officers involved, they look really stupid.
Yeah.
Like, the sheriff who pulls up low-key crashes the cop car.
Yeah, they make the mistake of they pull up and they try to jump out so quickly that they don't put the car in park. So the car starts to take off and crashes into a light post, which the guy next to me in the theater died at.
Yes. Yeah, the second time we saw it in the theater, it was a much smaller theater, so everybody was kind of by force closer together.
Yes.
Which I think helped a little bit.
Oh, I think so as well. But unlike the golf sequence that I talked about earlier, in this one, there are tons of people, and everyone's face is blurred because they could not get releases because they all got arrested.
Yes.
And there is an interesting bit where after this, it's Knoxville the next day to camera like, so we've just been informed that we are on hiatus. MTV is no longer allowed to film in West Hollywood.
And they would not be permitted to film in West Hollywood for 10 years.
For 10 years. And there's a chance because of this stunt that Jackass will not make it to air.
Yeah.
So they're all bummed out, and Jeff Tremaine's just like, hey, let's just focus on the poo cocktail. And they do the poo cocktail that day.
Yeah, the original
poo cocktail. Where it's just Johnny Knoxville in a porta potty getting flipped over.
And then that segues into the Poo Cocktail Supreme.
Yes, which is a bit where Steve-O is in a porta potty, and they do like the slingshot from the
boardwalk.
The boardwalk, but in a porta potty. And it is horrific. Hitting that scat quota.
Yeah, it's really gross. I know I watched an interview with Knoxville last night, and they talk about how they had to tell the authorities that it was dog poop.
Yes. So my understanding is they did find a company that bought that you could buy dog poop for, and they filled it with dog poop. But then there was just a porta potty on set with a bunch of guys. So they all used it as well.
Yeah. So it was, mostly dog poop, but also people poop.
Yes.
And I think here about the role of Chris Pontius.
Yes.
Because Chris Pontius tends to be fairly minimally involved in the violent stunts.
Yes.
Which we also did a full rewatch of Jackass leading up to Best and Last of the show and
films.
The films outside of Bad Grandpa and the .5s. And I realized for the first time how little Pontius actually gets beat up compared to the rest of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's in stunts where everyone's getting it.
Yeah, like when they're on the slippery stuff and Knoxville shows up with the drone.
It's sex lube.
Yeah, with the paintball guns on it. Pontius, he takes one really bad wipeout that makes, the intro.
Mm-hmm.
Where Knoxville's, doing this weird bike cart.
Yeah.
He jumps up to hit a tree and kind of wipes out. But Pontius stays out of the, like, really gnarly, like, he's never testing the riot gear
No.
or anything like that.
I mean, I know he takes some penis damage. He gets, like, nut shots.
He does take some penis damage. I believe there is a moment where he says, my job's to be naked on this show.
Not to die.
Not to die.
And we then get a quick cutaway to what I essentially call the Sideshow Bob rake.
Yes. There's a few of these where it's a little surprising to see. Like, that's the stunt that you chose to re-show. And to me, it says that they didn't do much that, like, worked as an interstitial.
Yeah, they wanted a quick 5-second bit they could show.
Yes. So they show Steve-O jumping on a rake and eating it in the forehead.
And then we get the next stunt, which is Poopy's getting lip filler.
Yeah.
Which opens with Larry punching Poopy's in the penis.
No, punching Johnny.
It's punching Knoxville in the... I have it right in my notes, too.
But there's also a nice little bit where Larry's drunk.
Yeah, I had a few strawberry White Claws in the green room.
Yeah.
Larry, like, Adam Ray does kind of earn his keep as a cast member.
Yeah.
He's very funny. And when he comes into this, he's not involved in this stunt in any way.
No, there's no reason. He's just there for gallery.
He's just there for commentator, essentially.
They had expensive robot. They weren't going to use him for just one.
But it kind of works out, because we also don't see anything happen to Adam.
Yeah.
I'm sure off camera, somebody got him with something.
Oh, I'm sure.
But they don't have anything like the razor where they, like, cut a little bit of your hair, or the, like...
Yeah,
the boxing glove.
The boxing glove, or the snapper turtle clip that they would put on the back of your arm.
Yeah, they don't have any of that to act as connective tissue.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I think because filming was too short.
Yeah, that they couldn't come up with a running gag because they only had so much time.
They couldn't execute a running gag because they didn't have enough time. Because I think with some of the things like the snapping turtle and whatnot, you kind of can only do it like once a day.
Mm-hmm.
This film only shot for like a little over it. Per IMDb, it says like late February to mid-March.
Yeah.
But Knoxville in an interview said it was just February.
Yeah.
So then we get the Silence of the Lambs from Jackass Forever, but with Bam edited back in. Because this was filmed pre-COVID. Bam is only in segments that were filmed before COVID.
Yes, so this is very interesting. Silence of the Lambs is a bit where they convince people that they're just peanut gallery, and they are going to watch a bit where Johnny is going to attempt to take a cookie off the head of a rattlesnake. And all the stunts have people that like watch and make jokes and stuff like that. The teams are Aaron and Dave, as always, Wee Man and Preston, the new guys, Zach and Poopies, and Bam alone.
Yeah, and like, I'm gonna be real. Bam alone is really sad.
Yeah.
Because to me, it really shines a light on Dunn's absence.
It really does.
Like, no one is with... Because I would have expected them, even if nobody from the main cast wanted to be with him, putting him with, like, Rachel or Dark Shark.
Yeah.
Or Jasper.
Yeah,
who we don't otherwise see in the stunt.
Jasper is the one that, like, would make the most sense to be there. I don't think they want to do it to Rachel. I don't think... they want to do it to Steve-O, because Steve-O's also not involved in this.
I don't think Steve-O is funny enough scared.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Steve-O is good enough footage just being scared.
And what basically happens is they shut the door and they lock it and the lights go out. Johnny has night vision goggles on, so he's the only one that can see. And
Dave's doggone it.
And Pontius is naked and doing the, like, Silence of the Lambs.
He's Buffalo Bill.
He's doing the Buffalo Bill. So all this horrible stuff has happened, and Pontius is just dancing.
And Pontius never really moves out of that spot.
No.
He just is swaying the whole time for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. What I find most interesting about this is they do horrible things where it's sometimes they hit them with like a taser. Sometimes they just like brush their legs just enough to like drive them crazy.
To convince them the snake's there.
And the idea is they panic, they find a door to exit through, but the door to exit through
has a bunch of cast iron pans hanging out.
It has hanging pans, has a bunch of marbles on the ground, and a table that's covered in mouse traps and thumbtacks.
Yeah. It looks like the set to like a deathmatch wrestling show.
Yes. So I'm like, oh, we're going to see more of this. This is very interesting. We only get to see Bam. Bam's the only new stuff.
Yes.
Because I always noticed that when they first showed this, there's a moment where you see how scared Preston and Wee Man are, and then nothing happens with them.
Yeah, I'm going to assume Preston and Wee Man stay on the couch. And scream. I'm going to assume they never make it to the second room.
Like, I'm curious what happens that we never see them get to the second room. Like, do they get hit with the stun gun? Do they... Johnny has a thing that, like, it's just like a clamp that he's pretending is the snake.
Yeah.
And he gets Bam in the leg. And Bam is now convinced he's been bitten by a snake.
That the snake expert warned, like, we'll kill you.
Yes. Because there's a moment where Poopy's just sitting there and he goes,
so if we get bit, we die. Are you serious?
like him just like trying to comprehend the situation he's in.
Yeah, and again, to me, it really shines a light on the absence of Dunn.
Yes.
I'm going to just assume Preston and Wee Man weren't that funny.
Yeah, I mean, I still want to know what happened.
I know, I think that's why they don't use... When footage doesn't get used in some cases, and when they could have used that, I'm going to guess it just wasn't that funny.
Yeah.
So then we get the marionettes. The marionettes one feels...
I feel weird about this one.
I don't like this one. It feels mean-spirited.
I think I would feel better about it if it felt more even.
Yeah, Dave England somehow is spared.
So what happens is Aaron and Dave England are suspended above a stage while other people have like ropes connected to their arms so that they can move them like a marionette.
Yeah. And they're playing out like a dumb little like pastoral play about like a shepherd who likes a girl in town. So
the Adam, the voice of Larry, is also the narrator.
Yes.
And the crowd is, all the other extras are holding up cue cards for them to read about, like, oh, I love you so much. And then it just randomly says, suddenly Aaron is shot with a taser gun.
Yeah, and Wee Man is Cupid.
That hasn't happened yet, but they shoot Aaron with a taser gun.
Yeah.
And then they're like, a very upset Cupid appears. And Cupid kind of falls out of the sky and is, like, swinging. And talks about shooting Dave with an arrow so that Dave, who is playing a woman in this play, will fall in love with Aaron's character. And Knoxville just shoots Aaron.
Yeah.
And, like, that's the only moment where it's like, it's not funny if it feels cruel and, like, not everyone's getting it.
They also strap fireworks to Aaron. There is one point where Wee Man gets hit with a taser baton.
Yeah, so they hit and throw pineapples at him, which is funny just because then Cupid, he's like, what does Cupid have to do with pineapples?
And this is also one of the only stunts Wee Man does outside of the opening.
True.
Wee Man is injured in the opening.
Oh, is he?
The opening is filmed very late in the game. I think that might also be why Dave gets blued.
Okay.
Because if he hurts himself in the escape room.
Yes.
Because he's in a cast in the escape room. Because he had to have surgery.
Yeah.
As a result of the escape room.
Yes. If you haven't seen the movie, it's going to be surprising why he's injured.
So I think that's why he gets the like softball of getting blued in the opening. And I think that might also, but I don't know the exact sequence of stuff. I'd love to get like production schedules of shows.
Man, would I.
But I think he might get softballed a little bit because knowing how tight the turnaround was, he is like post-op in a lot of these sequences. I know you very clearly see the cast in the finale.
Yes. But what really, like, I find upsetting is the moment where they tape firecrackers to Danger Aaron, which, okay, that's kind of a fun bit, but when they cut away to, like, for a laugh, and then they cut back, Johnny is, like, taped the ropes around Aaron, because Aaron is clearly trying to stop what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, now this feels a little weird.
And I watched a clip from Steve-O's podcast where, like, Aaron does acknowledge the bullying has gotten out of hand.
Yeah.
And this was, I believe, after Forever, because he gets it really bad in Forever.
Yes, he does.
To the point where I am unsure why he comes back for 5.
I mean, I will say this. At the end of Jackass 2 is the taxi stunt.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron has said that he knew what was happening and that he was acting. Whether or not you want to believe that is up to you. But it does kind of open the door of, like, maybe there is an element of playing it up for the camera.
Of, like, there has been consent and it's just... Because I think you also kind of can't legally strap fireworks to someone without their consent.
I definitely think you're not supposed to.
But I mean, like, there are things that happen on the set that I'm like, Aaron could probably sue.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me to find out. Like, I know they're paid per stunt in some ways, and I know all of the original cast members have executive producer credit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume, because they said this movie was made for $10 million. I would say probably $1 million across the opening sequence and the ending sequence.
Yeah.
$1 million for all of the other sequences combined, maybe.
Yeah.
And probably everything else went to cast, Tremaine, and crew.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a short shoot, so crew probably didn't demand a lot of money.
Right.
So then we get this we start to get the interstitials with the lie detector test, where they have Johnny on, like, an electric chair that I think was the escape room electric chair that we see later. And they ask if he's hosting Fear Factor because it fulfills him creatively or for the money.
Yes.
He says it fulfills him creatively, and they shock him. And then we get another, like, never-before-seen interstitial of Bad Grandpa Irving at a strip club.
Yes.
This is amazing.
So here's the thing. I have seen this before. This was shot for Bad Grandpa. This is not a Jackass stunt. Because I believe they show a clip of it in the credits of Bad Grandpa. And I believe this appears in Bad Grandpa 0.5. Which
I've only seen once, and that was a while ago.
Did we watch Bad Grandpa 0.5?
You know we did.
Yeah, we probably did. This is Irving going to a strip club for women.
Yes.
As they are all, like, these jacked men.
Yeah, it's all of these, like, big guys dancing for the camera, like, really turning it on. And Irving comes in, and I love all the women in this.
Yes.
They're so fun. I think there's only one blurred face in the entire bar.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is just laughing. And a lot of them aren't, like, stunned or horrified. A lot of them are laughing while it's happening.
Yes. So, Knoxville is asking if any women here need a serving of Irving. And they encourage him to get on the runway and dance.
Yeah, they're like, we want to see you.
And then he takes his pants off, and he's wearing tighty whities and has giant sagging balls.
Yeah, he has, like,
out.
Giant, like, comedy testicles.
And he's just dancing and swinging this around. It is very, very funny.
And he's clearly, like, in fairly good shape. For, like, he's doing things on the pole badly.
Yeah.
But that, like, Irving shouldn't be able to do owing to his age.
Yes. And they take it out, but I believe in the credits of Bad Grandpa, the end of that bit is somebody walks out with a slate and goes, that was Johnny Knoxville, and we're making a movie. And everybody, like, cheers, because, like, now they realize what's going on.
And that probably also contributes to... Also, nobody's, like, mean or terrible. Like, I don't think I would care if there was footage of me laughing hysterically at Johnny Knoxville.
Like, There are so many great moments where
They're
you
all
see...
such good sports about it.
Well, there you can see women, like, tapping each other, like, look at
Do you
this,
see
look at
this?
this,
Do you
look at
see
this, look at this, look at this.
It's so relatable. All of the women in it are just like, do you see this?
Yeah, you seeing this? You seeing this?
Like he says a serving of Irving, and the women he's talking to just throw their heads back and laugh. Everyone in this is just a delight. All of the men play it pin straight.
Yeah.
Like, including the one he interrupts dancing, just doesn't stop dancing.
He has to know. He has to know.
I think the men are plants. I think the men are in on it.
I mean, my theory is Jackass put this event on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's going to be a male review.
Yeah.
So they've hired all these men. They've made sure to pack it with women. And this is to make sure that this scene goes off.
Yes. The next interstitial is Bam just beating up Phil Margera.
Yes, the classic, I feel like kicking my dad's ass all day today.
And then we get Big Red Rocket.
Yes, we review Big Red Rocket. We get new footage of them testing it with a dummy.
Yeah.
And it goes horrifically.
Yes. We also get a lot of Bam commentary.
Yes, this is when Bam was the number 2.
Yeah. Because Bam's the one who gets to, like, push the button. Because I do think we see, like, a progression of who is the intended second banana of Jackass.
Yeah.
It's definitely supposed to be Bam.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is a time period in which it is Steve-O.
Yes.
And in modern day, I'd say it's definitely Pontius.
Yeah, I would say it's Pontius.
So, I also have a note. Wow, Lance has been with them the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Because Lance is wearing a helmet. Lance is my favorite.
The Lance helmet.
They're like, should I get a helmet like Lance? And you just look over and Lance is in like a motorcycle helmet with a visor. And I was like, this guy's a crew guy. Like, he has other jobs.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to die for this crap. And then we get the birthday party with goats. The office party.
The office party with kids. They're gonna have a little office
it is
party.
Johnny Knoxville's actual birthday when they film it.
Oh, that's nice.
And how do you celebrate? Goats.
Well, they want to celebrate, but Ron is in a real bad mood.
Ron is the goat.
Ron is it a goat or a ram?
It's a ram.
I think it's a ram, yeah.
And it's Poopies, Jasper, Pontius. I don't know how. Pontius is never touched.
Yeah.
And Knoxville. I'm a little surprised they have Knoxville in this one.
Yeah, I guess he feels like he could take shots to the hip.
I guess this was his birthday gift.
Maybe.
Here you go. We got you an angry livestock, but this one's lower to the ground so he won't hit you in the head.
So they're like carrying like stuff for a party, and this ram is just destroying them. The ram seems to go after Jasper more than anyone else.
Jasper calls the ram racist?
Yes.
Lance is in, like, they have couches in a corner, and Lance has, like, stationed himself into the corner.
Yeah.
Which I found very, very funny.
This is just a fun little bit.
Yeah, this is very Jackass classic to me.
Yeah.
And then the next interstitial is T-ball.
Yes, another classic. Ryan Dunn hits a softball into Steve-O's nuts.
It's notable because in the intro it's, "Hi, this is Steve-O. Why do I have to be Steve-O?
Why do I have to be Steve-O?"
Then we get another cut sequence from the original series, which is Box Downstairs.
Yes, so this is footage that we've never seen before because it was too imitatable. They take Johnny Knoxville, they put him in a cardboard box with some pillows, they tape it shut, and then they throw it down the steps.
And it was cut because it was imitable.
Yes.
Mostly because a lot of children have already done a variant of this.
Yes.
The laundry basket packed with pillows down the steps.
Mm-hmm. Just a cardboard box is one of the best toys. It's in the Toy Hall of Fame. We went there. We saw it.
I definitely, I don't know if my mom still listens to this podcast, but at no point did I wrap a boogie board in my Aladdin sleeping bag and take it down the stairs.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you at no point did
that. Definitely didn't happen, and Grandpa was a very good babysitter. Anyway, moving on. My next note is I should buy a Jackass poster. Because they were talking about Box Downstairs, and they had all the movie posters.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really like the ones with the carts. Maybe I'm going to buy one for my home. Then we get the most popular stunt in our theater. The pole vault.
Yeah.
Our theater loved this. This is Pontius's, like, biggest stunt in the film.
Yes. They tell him that, like, the original Olympics... were performed naked. So they want Pontius to do the high jump naked, which Pontius calls the pole vault because his pole is out.
Yes.
And he shows us all the tricks he can do with his pole.
I do love that we need some clean audio on this. And they just put the boom mic really close to his junk. And you hear it slapping against his legs.
He slaps it against his legs, and then he slaps it up and down. And then they have a shot upward of him doing that. And they blur out his penis.
They put a big black censor bar.
Because I guess that was a step too far.
I said it out loud in the theater. Okay, so that's the line?
That's the line. You can't see his circumcision scar.
But our theater thought this was riotously funny.
Oh, yeah. And it's so simple.
There was definitely someone in our theater who I do not believe had ever seen Jackass.
Yeah.
Because he was reacting to things that were older.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, either he's never seen this or he saw like Forever with his friends and was like, yeah, I like the last one. The next one we get 2 back-to-back, and we get Ryan Dunn getting blued, which is great because he comes out and Knoxville just goes, I'm so happy.
Yeah. How long did we just spend getting ready is his reaction.
And I realized for the first time Knoxville looks like a guy I grew up with. Or not, excuse me, Knoxville. Dunn looks like a guy I know.
Yeah.
And so now it's just a little bit like, oh, that looks like this guy I knew when I was younger. We then cut to Steve-O refusing to do the little toy car.
Yes.
And that segues into Ryan doing the little toy car, which the gentleman in our crowd out loud goes, dude, while they are lubing up the little toy car.
Yes, they show little toy car in its entirety. There is a few extra shots in it.
Yes.
You get more explanation from Steve-O. You get a few shots of Ryan being like, don't show the x-ray to everybody in the doctor's office, which is very funny.
Especially because he knows they're putting it in a film.
Yeah, it's their best stunt. It really is.
Yes, it's definitely an iconic Jackass stunt. And then we get another interstitial, we get the fast ones of Preston getting hit, football kicked into his face.
Yeah, that's an odd one to have included. I'm guessing Preston didn't get to do much in the film.
Preston doesn't. Preston does the cactus and Twister, and he's in very little else. Mm-hmm. He's mostly peanut gallery. Then we get the Dum Dum Game Part 2. For some reason, Paul Walter Hauser is in this.
Yeah. And the idea is you're asked trivia questions while Zach is suspended above you in a crane. And every time you get a question wrong, he lowers a little bit. So you might end up sitting on your face.
Yeah, in a big old Rikishi stink face.
Yes.
But
if you answer enough questions correctly, you
can get
to swap out with someone else.
So it's Paul Walter Hauser, Jasper, Poopies, and Aaron.
Yes.
Not in that order. Poopies goes first.
No, Jasper goes
Jasper goes first. They asked Jasper where his father was born.
And he doesn't know.
And they're like, come on, this was supposed to be an easy one.
Yeah.
And then they ask Jasper who the director of the movie is.
Yeah.
Paul Walter Hauser gets a hard question, and then
he gets asked how many Earths could fit in the sun.
Yeah, and he is not close, and he gets his ass kicked. He gets the guy lowered.
He asks Larry for help, and Larry doesn't help him.
Larry gets horny instead. And then Poopies goes up, and at one point Knoxville raises the lazy boy that they're on.
Yeah.
So that Poopies hits Zach in the face, because Poopies is the first one to go, oh, it smells so bad.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a weird moment of tension between Poopies and Aaron.
Yeah, I don't quite understand what this is, because Poopy says, I'm so glad I'm not going last. And Johnny says, yeah, but it'll go around again. And Aaron's like, are you stupid?
And Poopies goes, your face is ugly.
Your face is ugly.
It's very third grade insult, but feels very weird and tense. So Poopies gets smashed into Aaron, or into Zach, but not for long, and then he's dismissed, and then Aaron really doesn't have a chance.
Yeah. Aaron is asked who created the meter fairy.
He did.
Which is him. It was a sketch or a prank where Aaron was dressed as a fairy and would put money into meters, which is illegal. And then meter maids would yell at him.
Yes.
That's the whole thing. But it made the show.
It was also it was a little more indicative of what Jackass the show was. There were those little silly, like, this is really up there with Keep God Out of California.
Yeah.
As far as, like, they were just dumb, little silly interstitials.
But Aaron gets the question correct, and Johnny says, yep, and that was the worst thing we've ever shot. So they drop Zach onto his face, and he's buried in the ass of Zach.
He gets up and he goes after Knoxville, and Knoxville just straight up knees him in the dick.
Yeah, that felt weird.
Yeah, like, this sequence feels tense in not a good way. Then we get another throwback of the abduction.
Yes, so fun fact that not everybody remembers or knows is Brad Pitt is in Jackass.
Yes.
He is part of Night Monkey. He is completely hidden in a monkey costume during it. But they also filmed this other sketch, which I think was for the show, where it is Brad Pitt going to get ice cream. And the Jackass guys show up in a van and kidnap him in front of a group of people.
And again, like, this is in 2001. It's early 2001, like early mid 2001. I have been thinking about how much of Jackass had to have been pre 9/11.
Yeah.
Pre-War on Terror.
Pre-War on Terror, pre-smartphone.
And how those parts of Jackass cannot be replicated in present day.
Yeah.
Then we get another interstitial of, like, I'm Johnny Knoxville and I'll be hit by a car real soon.
Yes, and that one bothers me. Because this is clearly like a 2000s era stunt. But the idea of Johnny Knoxville getting hit by a car, and he gets hit by a car.
Yeah.
And, like, to do something that gnarly and then just be like, well, we can't air it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but I still got hit by that car.
I mean, I hate to say it, a lot of what they had the ability to do for Jackass was imitable because they
didn't have a budget.
They were working on no budget, much like your average 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Then we get the ping pong stunt.
Yes, so this
is Steve-O desperately trying to, like, earn his keep.
So the guy from Mythbusters is there, so they're gonna do this
science
as like a myth. He swallows a ping pong ball and then plans to shoot it out his butt.
Not a thing.
Not a thing. Steve-O admits that he had already put the ping pong ball up there, but he thinks he lost it. Dave has a great line of, this would have been better if you stuck the ping pong ball up your ass and then threw it up.
Yeah.
But I think the best part of this sketch is after the ping pong ball finally goes out.
Aaron Dog
runs
Bugsy.
in. And everyone panics. Like, no, don't let the pure, innocent dog.
Everyone protects this dog. Like they're Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
They protect this That's for some of you. They protect this dog like they're Kenny Omega, and I think it's also to keep their no animals were harmed.
Yes.
So they all, like, at one point Knoxville is using the dartboard, like the target that Steve-O was supposed to hit, to, like, kind of sweep Bugsy, who's like looks like some sort of Chihuahua mix.
Yeah.
To, like, kind of try to sweep him out of the area.
Don't be here for this.
It sort of saves the skit, though, because it makes it much funnier.
Yeah.
Then we get Poopies in the shock collar on his genitalia.
Yeah, this really shows the relationship they have with Poopies, because the way that this starts is Knoxville says, hey, do you know the shock collar for your balls? Poopy said he really wants to try it. And Poopies is like, I did? And they're like, yeah,
you said it'd be, like, real sick, bro.
Sick. He's like, I don't think I did, but I'll do it.
I didn't say that, but I'll do it, is what he says. And then they make him do it, but on a balance beam.
Yeah. This is really sketch. It is.
It's also weird because there's footage of that balance beam with him and Rachel. And this is the stunt where Rachel gets injured.
Oh, interesting.
And then Rachel is cut and it just becomes what he did.
Oh.
So I don't know what she was, like, if there was just another stunt that used this prop.
Maybe.
But she is cut from this.
That they also filmed, like, on the side of a hill.
Which they point out. They're like, why did we film this next to a cliff?
So it's just Poopy's trying to walk a balance beam and then they shock his nads. and he falls over. Probably the funniest part of the bit is that he, at one point, gets about halfway through and jumps off. And Knoxville's like, I didn't even do it. And Poopy's like, I know, it's just my mind is getting to me. And Rachel goes, that's a first.
And based on the other footage, he has just farted on her, so she has a right to be mad.
Yeah.
So we then get a flashback to March 2010, and it's them sledding downhill in a shopping cart. It's Erin doing this, clearly filming for forever in like a cut bit.
Ooh, no, I think it might even be older than that.
Nope, it's March 2010. I wrote down the timestamp.
Oh, okay.
Because I thought it was weird. Because they used to do the snow stuff for so much of the other ones. It said March 2010 in the timestamp, which means they were filming for forever, or for 3D, excuse me.
Because I remember this stunt.
They were filming for 3D, not forever, my bad.
He hits a ramp. He's in the fat suit.
Mm-hmm.
He clears like a lake or a small pond.
And then sinks into it
and then slowly
head
sinks
first.
into it.
And he's just like, oh.
In the film, they show it again in slow motion, and you hear Erin say, I told you I was going to clear it. So, Erin right again.
So, Steve-O has like a little talking head where he talks about how Danger Erin was the MVP of Jackass Forever, and Ryan Dunn was the MVP of 3D. And he's like, I've been in every movie, but I've never been the MVP.
Which I think that's an interesting choice, because I would say Erin was the MVP of 2, because that is the taxi stunt.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that Ryan Dunn was the MVP of 1, because that is the car stunt.
Yeah, but I think that he only really mentions 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is Steve-O trying to be MVP for best and last. I mean, I would argue that Erin was the MVP of 2 and Knoxville's the MVP of 4. Because a lot of the really iconic stunts are Knoxville and 4. So then we get Pooh Twister.
Yeah, I was fully expecting to then watch Steve-O do something really crazy. Instead, it is not just Steve-O, but it is Preston, Dave, and one more.
It's Dave, Preston, Steve-O, and Pontius.
And they take a lot of laxative.
Yes, they do.
And then they play human pretzel. They legally cannot say Twister.
Yes, but it's Twister.
But then they play Twister, and the idea is just like, they're wearing like these big plastic bags, these that would catch all the poo that is about to become funneling out of their butts.
Yes.
To make it extra bad, the Twister, or human pretzel pad, is surrounded by heaters.
Yeah, which feels unnecessary.
It's unnecessary and gross. So it's just a very gross sketch. It's probably the one that I looked at through my fingers the most. Because it's just a lot of people pooing on each other.
Yeah, for some reason, Poo Cocktail Supreme bothers me and this one doesn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Interesting.
I have no consistency for what I can and cannot handle in Jackass.
And what cracks me up is like, Steve-O comes out, and he's declared the winner as he's covered in poop.
He's the last one standing.
He walks out, everyone runs away. And then Poopy's like, walks up and is like, great job, dude, and gives him like a fist bound. I was like, he's covered in poop.
And he's also vomited on himself by this point.
Crazy.
Poopy's is also wearing a shirt that I need to buy. It says I'll show me in the Jackass font.
Yes.
And it's 3 frames from I'm Poopy's and I'll show me.
Yes. Our absolute favorite Jackass stunt.
Then we get the reshowing of the Wee Man date skit.
Yes, which features him on a date with a fellow little person, and then Puppet shows up.
Who are you? I'm a freaking boyfriend, asshole.
That's cool, bud. I'm her man friend.
Dude, don't push me.
And yells at him.
Yeah. I'm her boyfriend. I'm her man friend.
Yeah, Puppet is unfortunately no longer with us, but Puppet is on the little person Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling. Puppet is a fantastic professional wrestler. I believe Puppet had a feud with Scott Steiner. But yeah, you would put Puppet up there with like Swoggle and El Torito and Short Sleeves Samson as like top tier little person professional wrestlers.
So we have that bit.
Yes.
That's another, like, just playing a prank on the public bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see both takes of the infamous magic trick stunt.
Yes, this is fascinating to include.
Because the one shown in Jackass Forever is take 2.
Is take 2, and it's just him getting cleaned by a bull.
Yeah.
And it is the stunt that ends Knoxville's career.
Yes.
However, they show take 1 where he doesn't get hit as hard. And they're just making the decision of like, well, do we do it again? And like the energy around it is kind of like, well, this second one doesn't feel right. Like this bull is bigger.
Yeah, they get a second larger bull. Steve-O's upset.
Yeah.
It turns out Steve-O has always hated these bits.
Steve-O always hates the bulls, yeah.
And, like, Steve-O, when Knoxville's in the hospital, Steve-O texts him, like, I hate these bits.
Yeah.
You're amazing, and the footage looks amazing, but, like, I really hate these bits.
Yes. Not so fun fact, I guess. But bulls were used in the first season of Fear Factor. And somebody got injured. And Fear Factor was like, never again.
Yeah.
Never again will we do something like this. That's so out of our control. And that is why Knoxville loves it.
And so Knoxville, we also see more of the aftermath of take 2.
Yes, him getting loaded into the ambulance.
Because he's not moving, and you see all of the guys, like, Pontius tries to crack a joke, and everybody kind of laughs, but then realizes, like, he's still not moving.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, everyone is just kind of, the vibe has changed.
Yeah, and, like, I know that this isn't the focus, but it's so well shot.
Yeah.
Like, you watch Knoxville get hit, the camera turns, and you see, like, a panicked Poopies.
Yeah.
We go back to Knoxville still on the ground, and then we cut to, like, Preston and Wee Man, like, reaching out for him.
Yeah, like, Preston looks gutted.
It's a crazy shot.
Like, Preston looks so genuinely devastated.
Yeah.
Like, Pontius tries to crack a joke, and seeing more of Pontius and Knoxville's dynamic, it makes a lot of sense, because I think Pontius is sort of like Knoxville's personal jester.
Yeah, Pontius is the funniest of them. I'm going to have more to say about that at the end, but Pontius is very funny.
And so then he gets loaded in the ambulance, and he kind of does the, like, Terminator thumbs up. And this segues into the escape room from hell.
Yes.
I do not like this sequence.
I don't like it either, because I think it would be funnier if it was a legit escape room.
Yeah. Like, if there was not... You know how we talk about how some shows would be better if there was a fail state?
Yeah.
This would be better if there was a success state.
If there was a success state and, like, they took away something from you. Because it is Wee Man, it is Dave, it is Aaron, and it is Dark Shark.
Yeah.
Now, there are clearly 4 rooms or 4 parts to this, and each member of the team is going to be it at some point. The first room is for Wee Man, who has to stick his hand through a hole.
And he does it once, but he doesn't really do it.
Yeah, it's like Wee Man height.
Yeah. And,
like, I love Aaron's like, just hold my hand to do it. And Wee Man's like, I don't want to hold your hand. This is a great bit in that, like, it's Jackass. You're fully expecting, like, you're going to stick your arm in here and they're going to handcuff you to something and drag you by a Lamborghini or something like that.
My first thought was there was going to be an animal on the other side.
Yeah.
Like a non-venomous snake or what have you.
Yeah, and, like, your mind is playing that trick on you immediately.
Yeah.
This is a stunt that they do with Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show often. But he's actually reaching into Zach's ass.
Yeah.
Which is a fun reveal. On the other side, you see Zach, and Pontius is dressed like the devil to call back to keep God out of California.
Rachel's an executioner.
Yeah.
And Johnny's a sailor.
Yeah, that's what Johnny does. Wee Man can't, he's supposed to find like a coin. He can't do it. So Dave does it and injures his finger doing it.
He pulls the tendon off the bone and has to have surgery.
like
he injures himself improbably and awfully.
Yeah, it is a total freak accident.
And he has to do the rest of it with poop on him.
Yeah, so they get the coin and they move on to the next room. It becomes apparent that the next room is cut.
Yes, because they say there are 3 rooms and the 3 rooms is clear ADR.
Yes. There is clearly a room for Dark Shark.
That is clearly bird-based.
Because we know Dark Shark is afraid of birds.
We also later see Jasper dressed as a pigeon.
Yes, and they're also covered in something.
Yeah, he's covered in what looks like bird poop.
Could be bird poop, we don't really know. But Dark Shark is not featured in the film at all.
No, like Rachel, his stunt has been cut.
So whatever he did is just gone. We move on to this contraption they strap Dave into.
Yeah.
And they have to answer questions.
Dave, who is, by the way, very freshly injured.
Freshly injured and already only has lost a testicle. He's strapped into this thing that will move him closer to this, spinning wheel of boots that will crush his nads if they're unable to
answer what sound certain animals make.
Certain animals make. This is an okay bit. It's not an escape room bit. I think you could have done more with the concept of an escape room.
Yeah.
Instead of it's just here's a bunch of stunts in a row.
And it was trick questions that you couldn't answer.
Yeah, they Brennan Lee Mulligan him.
Yes.
Where it's just what sound does a doggy make? What sound does an aardvark make? Eventually he gets kicked in the nuts because of course he does. And then they move on to the final room.
This feels bad.
This feels really bad. They have to solve a puzzle while Aaron is strapped to an electric chair. And if they solve it correctly, Aaron won't get shocked. However, Johnny immediately goes, shock him once now.
Yeah.
And they give him a shock, and there's explosions. Clearly it's a little bit more haunted house gimmicked.
Yeah.
But what I find very upsetting about this is Aaron is strapped to this chair. These sparks are going off. Everyone else in the room is wearing goggles but him.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that feels especially weird.
Yeah.
That everyone else is given safety equipment but him. They try to solve the puzzle. And then they're wrong.
And Noah's going to put his game designer hat on. Noah doesn't know how the puzzle works and it's going to irritate the crap out of him.
There's enough there where they're basically trying to move jumper cables around.
Yeah.
But the things that they are putting the jumper cables on are all different colors.
Yeah.
But they're also labeled with numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a moment where Wee Man and Dave start arguing. It's the colors. No, it's the numbers.
Yeah.
The point that I gather from this is it's whatever one they didn't do.
Yeah.
Because this is an unwinnable situation.
Yeah.
Why not just make a game? Why not just do it? And the fact that Johnny is just shock him now, ruins the bit for me.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of, I think it's Jackass 3.5, where they rig this girl's office with a train horn, which we'll get to again later. And there's a moment where Johnny is saying...
Priya.
Priya. Johnny says,
So, we rigged a triple train horn in our office. She's gonna flip out. All I gotta do is hit this little button, which they won't let me hold yet. I'll fuck it up.
And that really shows Johnny doesn't have the self-control to let the bit be funny because he wants to do it early.
Yeah.
And I think that really hurts this bit.
Yeah.
I think it is so much funnier if he got shocked, if Johnny could go in and just show him how easy the answer was.
Yeah.
And show him it was preventable is so much funnier than just doing it.
And, like, because Wee Man kind of gets out of it, essentially. Unless something happens to him in Dark Shark's room, which we'll never know. Wee Man, like, does very little in this. He touches Zach's butt one time.
But they're in, like, a shipping container.
Yeah, which feels weird, too.
They open it up and, like, smoke billows out. And
Aaron's, like, slumped over.
Dave says, like, what are you doing? He's dead. And, like, they're trying to, like, untie him. And he regains consciousness. There could be a level of playing it up here.
Yes, for sure.
But as they are trying to, like, free him, Knoxville hits the train horn. And, like, I remember watching, this is not going to go where you think it's going to go, watching Angel. And there's a moment where Faith is torturing someone.
Mm-hmm.
And Faith mentions that there are 5 types of torture. Blunt, sharp, hot, cold, and loud. Apparently, Faith unaware of electricity.
I guess electricity is hot.
I guess. But Aaron's getting a lot of them. Like, they've gone through everything except for sharp. That we know of. And they untie Aaron, and Aaron just runs away.
Yeah. He apparently makes it about 3 blocks.
And this is the last bit in the movie.
Yes, outside of the finale.
And when I watched it the first time, I was like, this is kind of horrible. This is kind of just truly horrible. However, there is kind of a niceness in watching it a second time that the end of the movie is essentially Aaron escaping.
Yeah.
Aaron being like, I'm done and I'm free of this.
Yeah, because this is the last bit outside of the finale.
Yes.
The finale calls forth the beginning of the first movie.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is the end.
This is the end.
And it's all of the original cast members, save Bam and Dunn.
Yeah.
Bam does not return for this segment. In the shopping cart.
Yes.
Pontius pulls off his pants.
And becomes party boy again.
Like, everybody sort of has their bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to a cover of Frank Sinatra's My Way.
Yes.
And through this, like, cars are exploding behind them.
Yes, that are rainbow colored.
Well, no. The cars are rainbow colored, but they also then go through, and we see it from the side, and all of this rainbow smoke goes up.
Yeah, which is nice. It's a nice callback to their logo.
And there's a sign that says the end, and the cart goes through it. And then we get, like, an Austin Powers style comedy, like, crash.
Yes, that are clearly dummies.
Yeah, that are clearly, like, dummies and, like, a prop cart.
Yeah. And then it cuts to all the bodies from this stunt laying there. And then it pans up and all the Jackass guys are fine.
All of the original cast members are staring at it like, oh, well, that sucks.
And then they all just kind of hug.
Yeah, and then we get some aftermath and recurring people and cut bits and like a super cut under a cover of We'll Meet Again by Carrie No of the Yeah Yeah Yeahs and Roger Allen Wade, best known for If You Gotta Be Dumb, You Gotta Be Tough, who is cousins with Johnny Knoxville.
Oh.
And there is a part where we see the original Jackass cast watching old footage, ostensibly like choosing some of the footage that will be in here. Mm-hmm. And Dunn just says, I feel old and I miss Dunn.
Yeah. So yeah, a few things I want to say about this, like...
This feels like kind of a curtain call. We see Spike Jonze.
Yeah.
We see Jeff Tremaine over the years. Jeff Tremaine clearly had like a fashion evolution where he like looks very 2006.
Yes.
In a way, I mean that in the most derogatory way.
They show some of like the nice parallels, like they show all the times Lance threw up.
Lance does not throw up during Poop Twister, and I think he does need to be recognized for that.
Yes, good job, Lance. They show both the times that Pontius drank semen.
And he says the exact same thing over
that's
it.
Semen, all right. There is a montage moment where it's back to back all the sketches where someone got serious hurt. It's when Loomis breaks his collarbone. It's when Knoxville gets the concussion in the golf carts.
Mm-hmm.
It's when Butterbean knocks out
Knoxville.
Like, they show all of those in a row. And it's just kind of a nice, like, sampling of everything that is shown. Oh, and I wanted to point this out. It's the motorcycle falling on Knoxville.
Which is from the Evil Knievel special. I believe pretty much every Jackass property is represented here. I believe you see a little bit of Wild Boys because it's the glove, the ant glove. There is no Viva La Bam shown. No.
In my view. I did not pick out anything that was from the 24-hour takeover.
No.
And I'm not sure if anything was from JackassWorld.com. But I think there's a lot of representation of everything that happened with Jackass.
I think what they used is stuff MTV neatly owned.
Yes.
And Viva La Bam probably did have... Bam authorized previous footage of him. I don't know if he necessarily would have licensed out his show.
Yes.
We have all these little bits. We see the cast watch the explosion, including the new cast.
Mm-hmm.
And then Johnny Knoxville pulls out like a confetti cannon.
Yes.
And laid over with Rip Taylor says, "It's the end!
This is the end."
And he shoots it off. Because we got, like, I want to say we had a piece from the second movie of Rip Taylor going like, "It's the end."
Rip Taylor ends the first 3 movies.
Yes. I think the clip they used was from the second.
I'm not sure.
I feel like he's in water, so I thought it was the pool from the
No, he's in water because it's the end of the first movie because it's after the catapult.
Right.
And he's on the boat.
So, but he does the, like, "It's over. It's the end." And Knoxville, like, fires off the gun.
Yeah. So a few things I just want to point out about this film. Because there's a few people that I feel need to be recognized.
Done.
Oh, go ahead.
We then get a supercut of "Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville and welcome to Jackass."
Mm-hmm.
And once we hit the credits, because I do think we need to talk about the credits and the post-credits before we start getting into, like, overall.
Okay.
And we see, like, things that were clearly, like, cut. Like, we see Loomis and Lacey doing something.
Yes.
We see
like a drum kit.
We see Tremaine and his wife, because he met his wife on the first Jackass movie.
Aw.
And as a result, she was not allowed to work on the second one. They have the thank you list, and I noticed they thank Priya.
Oh, really?
The girl they scared with the train horn.
Yeah.
And Ryan Namath, and I would love to know why.
Yeah, why Dolph Ziggler's brother was mentioned.
Sean William Scott, Butterbean, everyone from Viva La Bam. Pedro Pascal does not appear in the credits, but he was supposed to appear in the film. Remember how I was like, why is he at the premiere?
Yeah.
He was supposed to be in the film, and because it was such a short shooting period, he was ill the day he needed to film, and they could not reschedule.
Mm.
And then, right at the end of the credits, it's old footage of Knox and Tremaine. We don't necessarily know after what stunt.
I think it's after the gunshot.
I'm not... I kind of think it's, like, left ambiguous. And Tremaine's like, "That's not... You know, we did it and we got what we wanted." He's like... And Tremaine says, "That's not exactly what we wanted." And Knoxville, just dead serious, goes, "It's exactly what I wanted." And, like, between that and the use of the song "My Way," like, it is a swan song for Knoxville.
Yeah.
Knoxville has to admit to the last movie, he can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He drove it till the wheels fell off.
Yeah.
We get the infamous reminder, and then we get a post-credit stinger of the doorstop swinging. And it's still the old footage. It's not, like, they did not film it again in 4K HD.
So I need to ask, did you think a jump scare was coming?
The first time we saw it, I absolutely did.
I 100% was like, oh, they're going to have a screamer.
Yeah. Because that would have been a very Jackass thing to do.
End with a prank.
Is prank the audience.
Yeah.
Because the second time we saw it, I just thought it was funny because I knew it. Mm-hmm. The first time, I'm watching it through my fingers.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's no reason they can't end this on some sort of jump scare. Mm-hmm. We saw opening night originally, so I had no way of, like, being warned.
Yeah.
And that would have made me sad.
So a few people I just kind of want to shout out for this film as a Jackass nerd. Since Bam is not like doing new footage here, I think they're very good to Bam in what they show.
Yes.
They show a lot of Bam in his brightest moments. They don't revisit like the first or second snake prank with him. They show the, Silence of the Lambs, but
and they show him complaining about the brand and falling in a hole.
Yeah. But it's a lot of like the best of Bam. I think they fail to really celebrate Brandon DiCamillo.
They kind of leave out that entire group, which, considering how much they're in the series, a lot of the folks who are better known for Viva La Bam do kind of not get their due here.
Well, I think Brandon more than like Rake, who hasn't done a lot.
Yeah.
But Brandon was like offered a spot in the first movie. And honestly, I don't think it would have worked because he kind of falls into the Pontius role of like not getting hurt and making jokes.
Yeah, which there's only so many of those you can really support.
Yeah. From my understanding, Deco just doesn't want to be in the spotlight. So it could have been like, we'd love to honor him, but we'd also like to respect his privacy. But I definitely noticed a lack of Deco. I want to shout out Rab himself.
Mm-hmm.
Because Rab himself does the wedgie hanging, which they do show in the credits.
Yeah.
And there is this weird moment during Silence of the Lambs, right before they shut the lights off on Bam. He says, "Is Rab himself here?"
Yeah, which is nice.
Because Rab goes on to do a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff and like a lot of camera work.
I believe Rab himself is actively involved in most of the films.
Yes. So he's moved more behind the scenes, but Rab himself, big part of the Jackass lore.
Yes.
I really want to shout out Loomis, because out of everyone, I don't understand how Loomis is not a member of the Jackass crew. He's the green-haired fellow. He broke his collarbone doing the jet engine stunts, but he's in pretty much all the films. He is in this film.
Yeah.
He doesn't get like a lot of spotlight.
And he looks like he's in a cut sequence with Lacey.
Yeah, with Preston. But you see him when Knoxville shoots himself in the first scene. So he is in the very first thing they shot and the last thing they shot.
Yeah.
Like, the only other people that can say that are Knoxville, Tremaine, and Spike Jonze. And, like, for him to not really get that spotlight, like, that's the only one that I was like, this feels a little weird that we don't, like...
spend any time on him.
Yeah, because Loomis is, like, an integral part of the crew. And I also want to just shout out Rick Koshik, because Rick doesn't get really anything in this. We get a lot of Lance, but Rick was a big part of, like, the beginning parts of this. They like to prank Rick. They do show the gong bit where they were sneaking up behind people and ringing a gong. They show the bit where Rick gets hit in the nuts instead of Johnny hitting the gong. Yeah. So we see that, but I would have liked... This is meant to be a victory lap. I would have liked if everyone really got it.
Yes. It does feel like he doesn't get his due. He's billed as a writer for the first 3 Jackass movies and the 2.5s.
Yes.
So he's in... he's in a lot of things, and he's used in a lot of this. He's used in... He appears to skip forever.
Yeah. But, like, I see him in this movie.
Yeah, he's in Gumball 3000. He's in The Road Trip. He's in the 24-Hour Takeover.
I just wish we had gotten a moment with him.
Yeah.
And the one thing I really wanted out of this film more than anything is I wanted to see Aaron get revenge.
Yeah.
I wanted a prank to go well for Aaron where he gets everybody.
Yeah.
And, like, it sucks that, like, Tremaine didn't see that as, like, a thing to do. Because, like, I know Knoxville's hurt, but, like, Knoxville kind of just comes off as a jerk because we're not seeing him ever get comeuppance for anything that he does.
No, and he now kind of can't.
And, like, it kind of sucks that, like, that's the last thing they're going to give us of Knoxville, is him just kind of being this psycho.
Yeah, like, Knoxville's the moments where we see him be sad humanize him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, he's just kind of just malevolent.
Like, they do have a moment where they show Poopy's crying.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked to have seen more emotional moments out of all the guys.
Yeah. We do get that nice moment with Preston of, I feel old and I miss Dunn.
And I miss Dunn. But, like, I really wish we had more moments of, like, Dave England being like, this meant a lot to me, and now it's over.
Yeah. And, like, almost I would have rather have them saved Pontius, I'm not in touch with my emotions, for the very end after everyone's had a moment.
Yeah.
I know they don't like these movies to run too long. I think there are some vintage bits that were just straight re-airings they could have cut in favor of having a little bit more of even just the cheap documentary talking heads. Like, that can't have been budgetary.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about a set, like, one simple camera setup that you could have cycled people through.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of had the, like, so how do you feel about the last movie ending? I just thought of a thing that would be really funny.
Yeah.
Have, like, an interviewer character. And then the interviewer character, like, dumps gross crap on them at the end, and the interviewer character was Aaron in prosthetics.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Like, and the end of it's just kind of like Aaron getting his revenge. We kind of get some of the catharsis. I think the My Way sequence is beautiful. I think Spike Jonze does an amazing job with it. Keeping the tone right while keeping it very... I did cry in the theater during the My Way sequence.
What gets me is We'll Meet Again.
Yeah.
Which is also the song that ended the Colbert Report.
Yes, like...
So hearing that, and it's sung by the If You're Gonna Be Dumb, You Gotta Be Tough guy. Like, that one really hits me. Jackass was a thing that's been a part of my life for a very long time.
It was one of our first dates.
It was one of our first dates. Like,
I did not care for it when I was younger, and I got into it after seeing 3D.
Mm-hmm. And, like, we loved when Knoxville wrestled Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. Like,
yeah, I was one of the 12 people who was real happy about that.
Yeah. You know, it's tough seeing something like this come to an end in a way when it has to come to an end. But, like, that being said, the name of this film is Jackass Best and Last. Is this the best Jackass movie? No.
No, I think Forever was a better film overall.
It certainly is not.
I know 2 is the favorite.
Yeah. Is this the last Jackass movie? I find that hard to believe, just because I know, just from watching this film, there's a bunch of footage out there that we haven't seen.
I mean, they have to do something with some of that footage. They've already said we are not getting a 0.5.
I think that's a ridiculous choice.
What I think is going to happen, I don't think there's quite enough for a 0.5, because they did not film much. So my conjecture is that when there is a physical release, there will be either an extended cut or a smorgasbord of deleted scenes.
But, like, if it follows the format of this film, you could show the stuff that they clearly cut of Rachel, the stuff that they've clearly cut of the escape room, and I'm sure there's some other stuff
that is clearly cut Preston stunt.
The clearly cut Preston stunt. And then you add some more classic bits with extended cuts.
And interviews.
And that's a 0.5.
That's true.
My personal feeling is, it's not this movie is the best and last. It is, this movie is the best of Jackass and our latest stuff.
Mm.
And if you interpret it that way, you are not breaking a promise by giving us more. Because you should. You have the footage, and, like, I know that there's stuff that I thought was lost media that I've actually found recently, but, like, I would love to hear more about the BB gun piercing that I know Steve-O got. You know, there's more things that, like, I know there's more footage of that we could revisit revisit. I remember like Steve-O being used as bait, the man fishing.
Mhm.
That's a take too. There's like day one footage of that as well. So like more of that. I also, there was one more person I meant to shout out that I forgot to shout out. We lost Manny, which was their animal guy.
Yeah.
He was a big part of Wild Boys. They do show Manny as part of the ending, but Manny was awesome as well.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of good catharsis in this, but I do think that I would have liked it if they weren't going to film a lot of stunts, and I do understand them not filming a lot of stunts. I could have just used more of them talking and hanging out and processing this together.
It also feels weird that in the fourth movie, they took the time to introduce us to new cast members. And, like, they made jokes of, like, we're passing the torch to you. For them to then slam the door and be like, no, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, when there's so much more for Jasper and Zach and Poopies to be doing.
Yeah.
It's just, that seems like an odd choice.
I agree.
So, you know, it's just a weird thing that, like, I know Johnny feels like he can't do it anymore. I think he's just, like, concerned with his legacy and he wants Jackass to be his.
And I get
the
it.
The idea of it existing without him doesn't sit well with him.
They'll never be able to do a Jackass project without Johnny present, but we have now seen what it looks like when Johnny can't take stunts and Johnny doesn't come off well.
Yeah.
So I think this does have to be the last of this iteration of Jackass. I could see Jackass Next Generation. I could see them essentially almost rebooting it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in this iteration, it's over.
Yeah, I couldn't find it, but the first Jackass movie ends with Rip Taylor saying,
The next time we could do Son of Jackass.
Yeah.
And it's them all very old.
And dying.
But it says coming summer, I believe it's 2032.
Something like that.
And like, I wish I could find the exact graphic, but I couldn't. Laura's about to find it in 2 seconds because that's what she does. It's so tempting to just do it. To like do Son of Jackass, like with all of, you know, these new cast members. There's, you know, Zach has a crew called Too Dumb to Die. There's POR, led by J.J. Allen. Shout outs to J.J. Allen.
That's wild.
Like, there are more people who are doing this style of things that could keep that spirit alive of Jackass. Because, yeah, they're jackasses and they're doing awful things. But there's always this message of camaraderie and friendship between them.
They give themselves so much time. It's 2063.
Oh, it's 2063? All
Yeah.
right, well, that's a bit far away.
Yeah.
But, like, I will miss the friendship between these individuals and miss seeing it on screen.
I will as well. I loved Jackass. I think the movie is worth seeing if you like Jackass. I can see where if it was not something you care deeply about, the movie's not the best movie. I think it kind of does two things not great when I wish it had just done fewer of the just straight repeat stunts and gone more into the discussion of it.
Yeah.
And done a little bit more of a hybrid documentary instead of just retreads of things we don't get anything additional on.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't bother me, but I know that there are people that are like, can read that parts of the escape room were cut.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, they showed all of Airhorn. Like, I understand you want to show all of Toy Car for Ryan Dunn and things like that. But, like, to feel like, oh, choices were made to deny new footage feels weird.
Yeah. So, this is the beginning of the end of Stay Doomed, and I don't know that this is I think we've talked a long time about a verdict. I think for me, it's Stay Doomed as a franchise because I think, like, it's time. But as a movie, it's a stay tuned.
Yeah, I think that's an acceptable way to do it. I still think that there are ways to go about it. I've said before that I think you could make a really nice reality show where each member of the Jackass crew like takes on a protege, and you're trying to like build the new Jackass team, or do it like The Voice, where like you have 4 of them sitting in chairs watching stunts, trying to decide who's on their team. Something like that.
I mean, that's a legal nightmare. You have those people submitting footage. I mean, that was the whole thing MTV had to deny. Of like, we're not looking at your crap.
Yeah, I'm not saying doing an open casting call. I'm saying cast people who do stunts and then have them try to earn spots on Jackass.
Okay.
I think you can do a nice show like that where you keep the spirit of it alive and you still see the cast members you like and introduce you to new people. Because people with cameras are always going to do dumb shit.
But if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough.
You got to be tough.
Where can people find us, Noah?
You can find us at Stay Doomed on Instagram. Are we still on Instagram?
I don't know if we were ever on Instagram.
Oh. You do this part of the show.
We're Stay Doomed on Blue Sky and the Stay Doomed Show at gmail.com.
Yes, and if you want to talk to me about the history of Jackass and its lost footage, I'm at TV's No on Instagram.
If you want to talk to me about gender, Jackass, and performativity, I'm Laura Crane. Until next time, stay doomed.